U.S. $4 billion submarine is finally ready for action. The submarines we list in this video are great horrors, from the Virginia that entered service in 2004 to the last one being the Silversides. So let's dive into the video and have a look at them. Today we'll be discussing every minute detail about these multi-billion-dollar submarines. Belgorod Nuclear Submarine. The K-329 Belgorod is a modified design of Russia's Oscar II-class nuclear submarine, originally designated in July 1992 as a Project 949A cruise missile submarine. It was later redesigned, and the previously partially built hull was converted as a special operations ship capable of operating uncrewed underwater vehicles. The ship was decommissioned in December 2012. Due to a chronic lack of funds, construction was halted and then slowly resumed before the ship was converted into Russia's only fifth-generation submarine, according to the Defense Ministry. The K-329 Belgorod, along with the Status 6 Oceanic Multi-Role System, were among the last weapon systems unveiled by Russian President Vladimir Putin in his annual address on the 1st of March 2018. It was tested at sea in H1 2022 and ordered by the Russian Navy in July 2022. The submarine was handed over to the Russian Navy on the 8th of July 2022. On the 11th of November 2015, the Multipurpose Marine System Project Status 6 was officially announced to the public. Status 6's original designation has been changed to Poseidon. The Poseidon-class remote-controlled underwater vehicle has a range of 10,000 kilometers, can dive to a depth of 1,000 meters, and is intended to deploy a nuclear warhead to destroy coastal infrastructure. As a second nuclear strike option, the carriers for the Poseidon UAV are said to be Project 09852 Belgorod submarines and Project 09851 Khabarovsk submarines. According to the publication of the Russian state news agency TASS, the submarine can carry up to 6 Poseidon devices at once, and some military experts share this opinion. Some sources claim that in addition to the Poseidon UAV, the Belgorod type can also act as a carrier for one Project 18511 mini-nuclear submarine, also known as the Pleiades type, which is used to launch the submarine itself. A nuclear reactor on the seabed ATGU-type shelf, the Regal ATGU is being developed to generate power autonomously from underwater sensor arrays. The submarine can bring back one ATGU module mounted to the center of the deck at a time. Belgorod also plans to deploy the Cleveson-2R-RM underwater unmanned sensor. The Seawolf class of submarine. The Seawolf class comes under the group of fast, powered by nuclear attack submarines in service with the United States Navy. This class was the successor to the Los Angeles class, and its design started in 1983. A group of 29 submarines was to be developed over a 10-year tenure, but this number was later changed to 12 submarines. The end of the Cold War and budget constraints meant all fleet additions were canceled in 1995, reducing the Seawolf class to just 3 ships. This in turn led to a smaller Virginia-class design. The Seawolf class costs about $3 billion per unit, making it the U.S. Navy's most expensive fast-attack submarine and the second most expensive submarine of all time, behind France's Triomphant-class nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarines. The Seawolf design was intended to combat threats from advanced Soviet ballistic missile submarines such as the Typhoon class and attack submarines such as the Akula class in deep-sea environments. The Seawolf class hull is constructed from HY-100 steel, which is stronger than the HY-80 steel used in the previous class to withstand water pressure at greater depths. The Seawolf-class submarines are larger, faster, and significantly quieter than the previous Los Angeles-class submarines. They also carried more guns and had twice as many torpedo tubes. The ships can carry up to 50 Tomahawk UGM-109 cruise missiles to attack ground and surface targets. The ship also has extensive equipment to enable operations in shallow waters. This one uses the more advanced ARCI changed AN/BSY-2 system, which includes a large aperture array and new towing array sonar. Each ship is powered by one 45,000 horsepower S6W nuclear reactor low-noise jet pump. However, due to their advanced design, Seawolf-class submarines are much more expensive. The estimated cost of 12 submarines of this class is $33.6 billion, but construction on 3 of the ships was halted following the end of the Cold War. So, if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't worry, these submarines aren't going to attack you. Virginia Nuclear Attack Submarines. The Virginia class, also famously called the SSN-774, is a part of the cruise missile nuclear-powered fast attack submarines in service with the United States Navy. Designed by General Dynamics Electric Boat and Huntington Ingalls Industries, the Virginia class is the United States Navy's newest submarine model that incorporates the latest in stealth technology, intelligence, and weapon systems. The Virginia-class submarines are designed for a variety of open sea and coastal missions, including anti-submarine warfare and intelligence-gathering operations. They are intended to replace the older Los Angeles-class submarines, many of which have been decommissioned. The Virginia-class submarines will be procured through 2043 and are expected to remain in service until at least 2060. With further submarines to remain in service until the 2070s. The class was developed under the codename Centurion and later was renamed New SS. The Virginia class was intended partly as a cheaper alternative to the Seawolf-class submarines, whose production ended after only 3 ships were completed. Virginia-class submarines use many off-the-shelf components to keep costs down, particularly in their computers and data networks. Improvements in shipbuilding technology have brought production costs below the projected $1.8 billion for the 2009 fiscal year. In hearings before House and Senate committees, the Congressional Research Service and experts testified that the annual delivery rate of just one Virginia-class ship, increased to 2 in 2012, resulted in excessive per-unit production costs, but insufficient strike numbers. The U-boat will take the lead. In a March 10, 2005 statement to the House Armed Services Committee, Ronald O'Rourke of CRS testified that assuming production levels remained as projected, quote, "The economies of scale in submarine production will remain limited or poor," unquote. USS Silversides. USS Silversides was a Block V Virginia-class submarine for the United States Navy and the 3rd United States Navy ship to be named Silversides. She entered service on December 2, 2019. Secretary of the Navy Kenneth Braithwaite officially announced the name on January 15, 2021, during a visit to the USS Constitution, the U.S. Navy's oldest floating ship. In honor of silent service, the future Virginia-class attack submarine USS Silversides will be named after a World War II Gato-class submarine. The first Silversides completed 14 sub-Pacific tours during World War II. He inflicted heavy damage on enemy ships, saved downed airmen, and even drew enemy fire to protect other subs. The second Silversides was a Sturgeon-class submarine that served during the Cold War. This will be the 3rd warship to bear the Silversides name. Its name comes from a small fish marked with a silver stripe on each side of its body. The future San Antonio-class amphibious transport dock USS Pittsburgh will be the 5th Navy ship to bear the name. The first was an armored warship that served during the American Civil War. The second USS Pittsburgh was an armored cruiser that served in World War I, and the 3rd USS Pittsburgh was a Baltimore-class cruiser that served in World War II, supporting the landings on Iwo Jima. The 4th USS Pittsburgh is a Los Angeles-class submarine that served in the Navy from December 1984 to August 2019. So that's it for today's video. Hope you like it. Subscribe to the channel to learn about more interesting stuff. And don't forget to comment and tell us what your favorite part of the video was.